Hello, and welcome to my little corner of the cosmic universe. This is High Priestess Indigo, and I'm back with another reading for the collective. So I'm going to start with a prayer. We're going to pull our subconscious cards, and then I'll see what deck that I'm led to by the Holy Spirit. Almighty God, I thank you. Please allow me to be a clear portal and a clear channel for your Holy Spirit and your divine will. God, I ask that you bless each and every person that comes across this video. You know who they are and where they are on their spiritual journey and what they need. And God, I ask that you bind and return to sender any and all negative energy, negative entities, evil eye, projections, spell work, black magic, dark magic, hoodoo, voodoo, anything that is not of your purest and highest divine light. These things I ask in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, so let's see what we got going on in the energy today. It is Friday in my neck of the woods, and I'm happy. It's been a long work week, so. And it's my busy season, so it's nice to see Fridays come. So, though I am not really complaining, because I uh, I tell God all the time when I'm talking to God, like I have two jobs I love. I have my traditional 3D job, which I actually love a lot, and then I have my spiritual job, which is this, which I absolutely love as well. So let's see. All right, so I think we have our cards here. And I'm picking up a feminine energy. So let's see what we got going on here. Needing to address psychic attacks. The perception of negative energies or entities affecting one's spiritual and mental state. Needing to address a fear of the future. Persistent apprehension or anxiety about what lies ahead, stemming from uncertainty, anticipation of negative outcomes, or a lack of trust in one's ability to handle future challenges or changes. Needing to address emotional repression, suppressing or denying emotions, hindering emotional well being and spiritual growth. Needing to address unresolved grief, lingering pain and emotional distress related to the loss of a loved one or significant life event. Disconnect between spiritual and social, a state where an individual feels disconnected from both their spiritual essence and their social environment, leading to feelings of isolation, alienation, and a lack of belonging in both spiritual and social communities. And then we have needing to focus on shadow work, uncovering and integrating repressed or denied aspects of the self. And with the subconscious cards, these can be past or present subconscious woundings that this person needs to heal or has already healed. So, with all my readings, they're timeless. Please take only what resonates and leave what does not. In the immortal words of my grandmother, it's like eating fish. Eat the meat, leave the bones. So please only take what resonates for you. All right. So I'm being led to the graffiti deck, which is, I'm going to go ahead and say it is my favorite deck. And now there's two volumes, so it just makes it even that much more exciting. So, wherever you are in the world, and whenever you find this reading, I hope that you are blessed abundantly. I hope that you are in good spirits, and I hope that the Almighty God is giving you abundance and blessings overflowing. So, I'll take all those. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I'll take those two. All right. So let's see what we got going on here. I don't know why I'm shuffling the cards that I've already shuffled, but have it. First card out, apathetic. Mental health issues. Avoidance. flings, emo, mending, unsent messages, ripple effect, oof, metal, isolation, clickbait, like, oh boy, secret life, toxic positivity. Oh boy. Sorry, y'all. Abandoned goals, pop culture influence, shadow competitor, sunk cost fallacy, telling white lies, your era, the blame game, and espionage. Let me go ahead and get this reading started. So this reading is for a this is very interesting. So um this reading is for I don't know what I want to call her. This is somebody that wants to make a change. This is somebody that has been very toxic for a very long time. And so now they're kind of having a come to Jesus moment, but it's a come to Jesus moment by way of this person's entire secret double life being exposed. So it's like, whew, that's why I say I'm not sure what to call this person because this person has been very karmic for a very long time. So there's a lot of aspects of this feminine energy that is still very karmic, but then there's also a big part of this feminine's energy that is wanting to change and is recognizing and is just like basically embarrassed. And I'm not even just getting like from the public outing that's happened to this karmic feminine because I do feel very clearly this person's secret life and the things they were doing in secret has been revealed. But I'm also really just getting the sense that this is somebody that has had a long history of just kind of being this way that that's I guess the best way to explain it is like almost like this person didn't know better. This person just was God. God help me. Holy Spirit help me explain this because I feel like I'm struggling to really describe this feminine energy because um it's kind of like one of those situations where this was a little girl that was profoundly damaged. I feel like there's a lot of abandonment trauma. I'm getting the sense there may even be some sexual trauma from childhood. This is somebody that has been so disconnected and so emotionally repressed that they have shown up in the world toxic, not because they were consciously trying to be malicious, but just because this person has been so profoundly broken. Like, so that's why I say I'm really struggling how to describe this person because they're not who they used to be, but they're not their new self yet. So this is somebody that is very much then I can really put them smack dab in Dark Night of the Soul and Ego Death because that's where this person is. This person spent a lot of time in deep avoidance. Like this person has subconscious woundings of emotional repression. And then this person has conscious woundings of emotional repression. repression. So this was quite literally somebody that has been so emotionally repressed their whole life to it's made them almost dead inside and numb in a way where anything that triggered them, it just made them shut down further. So this is somebody that because of that abandonment and that trauma from childhood, and is really showing up in this person's life as unresolved grief, because this is grief that started in childhood and then it just carried forward this person's entire life. So really what we're seeing here in this energy right now, I may have to turn this music down. Hold on a second. I feel like I can't think. Sorry. I'm trying out new music today, and I'm used to my other music and I just kept it at a certain temperature, a certain tempo, certain volume. And so I just switched the CDs out today. And all of a sudden it's just like, da, 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 like, felt like I had an orchestra sitting here in the living room. But so this person has quite literally just been so, like I said, they're just so emotionally suppressed. They're sitting on so much unresolved grief. And this is somebody who is, the cards is not out there, but I can tell you this person's throat chakra is completely blocked. This is somebody that struggles standing in their voice. This is somebody that also avoids confrontation. They run from confrontation. They tend to run when things get tough, or they get anything that's short of, I hate to say this, anything short of perfection in terms of like easy situation for this person to emotionally deal with. So basically anytime a relationship gets real or it gets any depth, this person splits. So this person has been like this their entire lives, and as a result of it, this is somebody who has quite happily really pretty much only really engaged in flings, though I am getting the sense that there is a masculine energy that has been in this person's life that I feel like is leading to this person waking up. So basically, usually it's funny because I feel like this is the first time in a long time I've seen the roles flipped, where usually I feel like I'm in readings, I'm talking about the emotionally repressed masculine energy and he's afraid to love, whereas now it's this feminine energy who has had these basically the same issues that a lot of men have had. Well, not a lot of men, a lot of unhealed karmic men have had when it comes to emotional intimacy, connecting to somebody, being vulnerable. This is what this karmic, this, I hate calling her karmic because that doesn't really feel, it doesn't quite fit. I'm just going to call her feminine energy because, like I said, she's not a karmic anymore fully, but she's not yet a divine feminine. She's really still in that middle, that ego death spot. Her new self hasn't emerged yet. So there was a masculine energy, and I feel like a divine masculine energy that contributed to this wake up call. And I feel like it took, honestly, this karmic feminine losing that divine masculine for her to kind of hit the proverbial rock bottom, for her to realize like the way I have been showing up in the world is not working for me anymore. This is somebody, like I said, they willingly engaged in flings because it kept them emotionally safe. This kept this person from being vulnerable. This helped this person avoid and disassociate from their deeper feelings and their deeper self. This is somebody who's never been in contact with themselves. This is somebody who is struggling with an identity crisis, but that's because, like I said, this person's inner child is like hiding in a corner, terrified. This person, to people, I feel like on the outside, this person had a tendency to show up in this emotional drama queen, but all of that was really more like coping defense mechanisms that this person was using to try to keep people at arm's length. Because even with I get like with platonic friends, this person still struggled a lot with being emotionally vulnerable. So, this person was happy for a very long time to kind of live this, you know unencumbered, untethered type of lifestyle where she just kind of beautiful woman that all the men find desirable and attractive, and she was able to kind of flint between relationship and men. And it's funny because I feel like men would naturally fall for her, and then that was kind of when the rug would get pulled from underneath them because they would be getting too close, and they would be possibly, close enough to touch on that wounding of hers. And so she would kind of just do something to sabotage the relationship, or she would just outright bolt from the relationship. So that's why I say a lot of this comes out as secret life, because I feel like this is somebody that never really did closure well. Like if they got scared in a relationship, say they're dating a guy, he gets too close, she gets vulnerable, she shuts down emotionally. Instead of her being able to have that's why I say that throat chakra. Instead of her being able to communicate and say, hey, look, I'm terrified. I really like you. This is terrifying me. This person would literally start taking up with another man, or they would just ghost the person, you know, or they would do something to basically make the other person leave them. So this person, like I said, so there's the basis of this person's story. This person has had a long history of doing this. And it's not something that they've been consciously aware of, because this is somebody that has been needing to do the shadow work. And now that they're in this rock bottom, they're having to sit and face this side of themselves that they're not proud of. They're having to look at themselves starkly in the mirror, because this divine masculine mirrored that to them. Basically, whoever this divine masculine was that was a part of her life at one point, that came into her life, I feel very deliberately by the Most High God, was sent in to wake this person up. And it's given me the sense that this is kind of like a counterpart situation. Like I'm seeing twin flames energetically, where, like I say, in this case, the masculine energy was actually the one that was more awoke to begin with. And this was more of the 3D matrix partner, the karmic, this feminine energy. I'm not call her karmic. This feminine energy was more of the 3D unconscious partner in this situation. This was the runner, and the divine masculine energy in this case was the chaser. So this person was just happy to be in this kind of clickbait, apathetic type of situation, energy, where they just, like I said, they just I'm seeing like a hummingbird that just flits from one, beautiful sugary flower to the next, and that was how this person lived. And they really just kind of lived in this toxic positivity, of their life seemed happy. They seemed happy. When they're around people, they appeared to be happy. But underneath that was really somebody who was just, like this card says, sugarcoating a wound. And in this, feminine energy, or in this feminine energy's case, this person was sugarcoating and hiding a lot of wounds. This is somebody that was wearing a mask of sunshine. They were wearing a mask of positive energy, but in actuality, they felt far from it. Underneath that was somebody who was emotionally dramatic when they weren't, like, and it seems crazy for this person to be emotionally repressed but then to be emotionally dramatic. But that's because this person was kind of functioning from like a younger young girl energy, in the sense that this person was emotionally repressed on a deeper emotional level, but the only thing they knew how to act out was like more of their anger and their frustrations. Those kind of emotions this person was really good at enacting out. So what people really saw was more or less this person's anger, because that was like one of the only emotions that this person was really allowing themselves to feel. So that seems like a really strange contradiction, but yeah, that's pretty much how that was coming out. This is somebody who never saw the need of changing for the longest, because this is somebody that kind of had a sunken cost fallacy when it came to that they're like, oh, I've always been this way. I've been this way all my life, or I've been this way all these years. I don't see any reason why I should change. And honestly, that's where this person was until they met this divine masculine. And it started basically a ripple effect in this person's life, this connection with somebody that finally made them want to open up, that made them want to not be so emotionally repressed, that made them want to actually connect to somebody on a deeper level. And this is what really even made this feminine energy even more terrified. So, what has happened now since this kind of ego death, this is somebody that is sitting back and they're in a lot of despair, because this is somebody that is having to, like I said, is sitting in that shadow work, and they're really starting to see themselves starkly, and they're realizing that they really hurt this divine masculine, as well as they really um push somebody who they actually really truly loved away. This is somebody that for the first time in their life wants to reach out to somebody to mend a relationship. And this person has never wanted to do that. Like, this person has never even had it in their repertoire to want to make amends with somebody, or like, go back and apologize for their behavior. In the past, this person kind of had a like scorched earth policy. Like, if your feelings are hurt and I'm gone, oh well, that's for you to deal with. Like I said, this is the queen of ghosting. This was the queen of cutting, men off when they got too, what she felt like was clingy. This was somebody that, like I said, they was eh, this person's cutoff game was brutal. So this person had really racked up a trail of broken hearts. And so, like I said, as part of the shadow work, now that this person is in ego death, they're having to sit and really face this. And this is horrifying. That's why I said that's where the embarrassment and in a lot of ways, this person is feeling some shame, because, like I said, this person knew they had some wounding, but this person did not realize how profoundly broken they were. Because, like I said, this is somebody in this false positivity energy that was not facing themselves. They were not looking at themselves. They were just tap dancing around their own emotions, because, like I said, when you're so emotionally repressed, if you can't identify your own emotions, you definitely can't identify other people's emotions. So this person always was missing like a lot of like relationship and social cues that they were being harmful or hurting other people, because in order to catch those cues, you have to be emotionally connected to yourself. So this person was operating from a place of low emotional intelligence. And so now this person is sitting back. Like I said, they're watching the ripple effect of how they've been their whole life. They're, for the first time in their lives, wanting to reach out and mend a relationship with somebody. This is somebody that is sending on unsent messages. Every time I feel like this feminine energy musters up the courage, they're faced back into that shadow work. Like they get a glimpse of themselves in the mirror and they back down. But this is somebody that desperately wants to apologize. They want to actually not only just apologize, but this is somebody that feels like this relationship with this divine masculine is worth fighting for. And this is scaring her, because this is new territory for this person. This person has never wanted to actually not be apathetic. Like, this person was consciously aware that they were apathetic. They liked being apathetic. This is somebody. that really kind of, and this is no dig to her, to this artist. She was in her Megan Thee Stallion hot girl summer. Like she was constantly in hot girl summer. Like, this is somebody that was very influenced by those kind of like um it's more than just women empowerment. This is like women who I wouldn't go so far as to say it's women who hate men, because it's really not that, but it's given I'm one of the women that is gonna roll like the men. I'm a player, like, I'ma do me, and it was very much of that, like, not I'm trying not to make this person sound like a terrible person because they're not. But in this mindset, this person was kind of like the Cardi B, I'm going to do me. And if somebody, gets in my way, or they, get hurt, then that's on them. That's their feelings to deal with. Like, and like I said, it was not a very conscious thing this person thought of. Um, but it was definitely that kind of like I this with the pop culture influence I'm hearing. The hoes is winning, so I'm gonna be one of them. Like that's what I gotta hear. I gotta say it how I'm hearing it. Like this is the energy this person was in. Like hoes was winning, so she was like, I'm gonna be on the winning team. So this is like that kind of person that really just, you know, like I said, it was not really from a place of empowerment the way it is touted in pop culture, you know, where a woman is like boss babe kind of like, you know, uh and I'm not, this is no disrespect to this lady either, but it's giving very much like a Lori Harvey. Like how she is like this beautiful socialite that dates all of these really handsome, celebrities, and then she is the one that kind of like leaves them, and then you kind of see this person like heartbroken, the male in the situation. Like it's kind of giving me a little bit more of a Lori Harvey, where like Lori's not necessarily a party girl in that sense, but she has her choice of like attractive, wealthy, affluent, influential men, and if it's not working for her, she just moves on. Like this is kind of giving me more of that. I'm not saying this from the social perception of Lori Harvey because I don't personally know her, and this is no disrespect or dig at her, but I just had to. The social perception of Lori Harvey is what I'm talking about. Because this is somebody that, has always been very competitive. Like, this is somebody that always, you know, I feel like this person has always done very well financially because they're very business oriented. They're very educated. Excuse me, very educated, very smart, very well to do. This is somebody that is hardworking when it comes to making their own money. Excuse me. This is kind of very much giving me Lori Harvey, and that this person has that kind of entrepreneurial business starting. Like this person has the ability to like run multiple businesses, and they are really good at like, I could see this person being really good at like if they have social media, it's very curated, it's very put together. This person may even have a lot of followers. Person may even be a social media influencer. Like I'm really am kind of getting that sense off of this person. So this person now, like I said, is kind of, if they're on social media, they're really quiet right now because this is somebody that is showing up in a remote isolation type of energy, because this is somebody that for the first time in their lives is going within. They're going within to deal with this stuff, that this grief, this emotional repression, this operating very much out of their shadow side. This person, I feel like, has had to rethink. and abandon a lot of their old original goals, like their way of thinking. Because, like I said, this is somebody that, like, when they factored into their life, they didn't factor in anybody else long term, in that sense, because this is somebody that was like always just trying to avoid that aspect. Though this is somebody that deep within always did want a true love connection, and they thought about it, but it was more in an abstract thought kind of way than it was of the practicality and the technicality of actually having to be emotionally vulnerable to have that kind of a relationship. So this is somebody, like I said, when things weren't going right, they played the blame games. This is somebody that had no problem telling little white lies, when it came to them getting out of situations, particularly romantic situations that was emotionally terrifying them, because the person was expecting what this person felt like was too much from them emotionally, and this person just did not want any parts of it. But in this ego death, this rock bottom that is happening to this person, honestly, I feel like people from the outside is looking at this feminine energy and they feel like she's having mental health issues. But in actuality, what is happening is all of that old childhood trauma that was tapped down, that was repressed, is coming up. And so, what people are quite literally seeing is this person dealing with this trauma. And it looks like mental illness because it looks like this person is having a nervous breakdown. But that nervous breakdown is actually this person's ego death. So, here's this person now who, for the first time in their lives, is feeling all these emotions and all of these things that they've never felt before. And it's because of a divine masculine who has quite literally profoundly touched their heart. Like I said, this is somebody that does not want to live a secret life anymore. They don't want to be dealing with, flings and, breaking one person's heart after the other. This is a person that, for like I said, for the first time in their life, they don't want to be in an avoidance energy. They don't want to be emotionally repressed. And most importantly, they don't want to lose this divine masculine, because this is what, like, with everything that this person is dealing with and thinking about, that is the overarching feeling. Like, I'm trying to suppress. Here, look at me, emotionally repressing. But in the contents of this reading, I'm quite literally like trying to suppress this feeling of panic that this feminine energy is feeling. Like, it is this feeling of panic. This is why this espionage card is coming out, because this person is terrified that if they don't come forward in a way that they're more healed, and if they don't really go in and really do this work, they're afraid they're going to lose this opportunity with this divine masculine energy. So this person is kind of switched from being a runner, and now this person is kind of in a bit of a chasing energy, because this person is terrified that this divine masculine is going to move on without them. This person, this feminine energy, is terrified for the first time in her life that she's going to lose somebody, and that is just making her work even harder on this shadow work. So this is somebody that I feel like has disconnected from all her former life in a lot of ways. Like I said, this is somebody that really, those, they abandoned the goals. Like, I feel like this is the kind of person that maybe at the end of last year they sat down and wrote, all of these goals and what they wanted, or they, honestly, I'm getting the feeling this is the kind of person that's, hey, they have goals planned for the next 2 to 3 years. And this is the kind of person that always know, they're very much in control of their life in that sense. They always know what their next step is, what they're working on next, what they're gonna, launch, what product they're gonna launch next, or what, stories they got lined up for their social media accounts next. And now, this, for the first time in this person's life, they're ready to put their life in the dark just so that they can heal, just so that they can really do the work on themselves, because this person is terrified. Listen, that's what I'm like trying to repress unconsciously these emotions that this person is feeling, because it's got me in a feeling of panic and anxiety, because this person's overarching feelings is just like, oh my God, I'm going to lose this mess. I'm going to lose him. I'm going to lose him. I've done too much. I've pushed him away too much. I've really ruined things. And this person is quite literally kind of, they're in chaos. There's so many emotions that have been open, and it's like Pandora's box is open because this person is really in ego death. And when you hit ego death, and everything, like, it's like Pandora's box pops open, and anything you have not healed or dealt with, it comes flooding out of the floodgates. And you can't close that box if you want it to, because you're not the one that opened it. The Most High God is the one that opened it, and it doesn't get to close until He says so. So this person is quite literally flooded with all of these emotions, and they're unpacking everything, all of the childhood trauma, all of the repressed emotions, all of the ways that they've shown up in the world as toxic, the way they hurt this divine masculine, and it has got them bottomed out. This is somebody that they're not necessarily hating themselves. I mean, I say that because hate is such a strong word. Like, but this is somebody that definitely does not like themselves right now. You know, and this has always been somebody that I feel like has been very confident, or at least that's the appearance. The person has always appeared to be very confident, very go getter. Like I said, it's somebody very beautiful, very attractive, and their personality is very bubbly and outgoing. So, to their social circle, to this feminine energy social circle, um, they're not used to this. They have no idea what to say to this person, because one, they've never known her on this level. So a lot of her friendships have been very superficial in a certain sense. Like, they never got past certain levels. So a lot of people are abandoning this feminine energy because they really are like, whoa, this is like, like, we're only like fake besties. Like, we go out and we drink and party and we like scope out the dudes together, but like she's over there like talking about God and stuff, and I don't know what she's talking about, and she just seems emotionally distraught, and I think she's losing it. Like, that's the kind of response she's getting right now. But like I said, it's not mental health issues, it is ego death. And if you don't know the difference, it looks very similar. So, yeah, here she is in all of this energy, and she's desperately wanting to be able to, you know, rise back up into this energy, but in the right way. She wants to be in a queen ascending energy in a positive way this time, where she can actually show up and be a real person, particularly for this divine masculine. So this is somebody that is like, I want to say this divine masculine is motivating her, but this person is also like, he's probably the biggest motivation that's helping driving her. And that's kind of how God sets it up, is like there's a always, when it comes to twin flames, it is always that one person that kind of like is the face for the desire to want to heal. But this is somebody that actually does want to heal, not just for this divine masculine, but for herself. So, like I say, it's just, the energy's coming through. I feel like I'm choppy and all over the place because I'm picking up this person's energy, and it's choppy and all over the place. So I feel like I've been bouncing around, even feeling a little off kilter this whole reading, because this person's energy is very off kilter right now. And like I say, it's just because this person's in ego death, and the emotions are quite literally bouncing all over the place, because this is somebody that is in a lot of, they're in a lot of pain, they're in a lot of anguish, they're hurting a lot. Sorry, give me a second. This is somebody that has been crying so much that is, I can feel the nasal congestion, the throat, like all of the throat stuff, and this person has a headache. This person literally has been crying to the point of a headache. I can feel this person's headache. So that's why I say this karmic. I'm gonna call her karmic. This feminine energy. 'Cause, like I said, she definitely was karmic in the past. But she's not that anymore. This is somebody that has hit rock bottom. You know, this person is bottomed out, they're gutted out, they're crying incessantly. That's why I say to anybody from the outside, it looked like mental health issues because when people go see her, she's in sweats. She has her hair up in a ponytail, and you can tell she's been crying. And people are not used to seeing her like this. This is somebody that I'm like, I see a socialite. Like, I'm seeing somebody always dressed, makeup done, hair impeccably, like shampoo commercial level hair. They smell good, look good. They're always like radiating like this is somebody that is just you walk by and men and women are like trying to look at her because this is somebody that is kind of a bit of a showstopper. But if you see her right now, she looking like this dude right here on this card. Like she got a hoodie on, she like got on pajamas, like she got runny nose, she ain't got no makeup on, she looked like she ain't ate in a few days. Like she's down bad right now. This is somebody that is going through a lot of emotional distress, but it's as it relates to this ego death, you know. So, like I say, this is somebody, they're even in everything, there's an inner resilience to this feminine energy that is what is helping her. Because like I said, this is somebody that they're down bad, but the light that's now sparked within them, the light that is awakening, the part of them that wants to fight for themselves, the part of them that wants to be a better person, that part is still standing. And that's why I say I don't want to call this person a karmic, because there's something here that I feel like once this feminine energy gets through this is going to be a queen. This is going to be somebody that is going to stand in their full divinity. This is somebody that is going to elevate themselves not only to a divine feminine, but I'm seeing them in their high priestess, empress energy. I'm seeing this. This person they're a spiritual warrior, whether they realize it or not, which is why I think why God sent in this divine masculine, because this is somebody that was always a spiritual warrior. They just didn't know it. They just were so bogged down by their childhood traumas and the things that have happened to them. And this is not somebody that I feel like grew up in a spiritual or religious background. So this person has only ever thought about God from more of an abstract, you know, okay, I will explore the possibility that there might be something bigger than myself out there that's governing the universe. But it's more of an intellectual, like this person's had like more of an intellectual concept of God, and that's changed now. This person has a real understanding now that they're sitting in this ego death, because like I said, while everybody is seeing this person from the outside looking like they have mental health issues, this is somebody for the first time in their life that is finally feeling connected to something. And that connection that they're feeling is their connection to God that is developing. This person is quite literally, for the first time in their life, developing a connection and a relationship to God. This person is getting into contact with their higher self. This person is also being introduced to their spirit team. Like, in the sense that this person obviously has always had a spirit team, they just didn't pay them any attention. Those gut instincts, those nudges, that intuition, this person used it as it related to helping them stay safe in the world. But when it came to their emotional feelings, when they would get nudges from their, you know, higher self or their spirit team, this person would ignore it. So in a lot of sense, this person was getting little clues their whole life that they like something bigger than them was trying to steer them into a certain direction. But like I said, this person's concept of God and spirituality was very abstract. So this is somebody that is kind of like also going through this kind of like, oh my God, like there is a God, there is, all of these things that make up the universe. And I'm starting to be privy to that, but I'm also going through this ego death and I'm, feeling all these emotions. So that's why I said this person is all over the place. And quite literally, like I said, my head is hurting. Like this person's energy is, I'm feeling their headache that this and this headache is coming from this person quite literally crying so much because this person is having to quite literally just. Here's the thing with emotional trauma or with any kind of trauma, because when there's a trauma that's been experienced, when you have to heal it, the only way to really truly heal emotional trauma is you have to feel it. You have to allow yourself to sit in the energy of that, those emotional feelings that are coming up, the ones that in the past this person normally tapped down or suppressed. So this person is quite literally sitting in all of that. And so they're no longer repressing that. So that's really the best way through this trauma. This person is allowing themselves to feel it, and it's overwhelming, and it's this person is crying buckets of tears. Is how this person feels it, but in actuality they're releasing it, because once you cry, crying releases. It's not, it's there. And I'm sure there's some kind of physiological study that shows the benefits of crying and what it does to your body on a physical level, but on a spiritual and energetic level, it releases that suppressed emotions inside of the body. Because one of the things that this physical body will hold and suppress your emotions on a spiritual sense. So when you're not releasing them, when you're not crying, when you're not dealing with your emotions, you're quite literally just kind of storing them in your body, in your spirit body. That is, housed within your physical body, your spirit, and your soul, and all of this is all connected. So this person is quite literally releasing here. So this is a lot of releasing that's happening, but it's good because this person needed this. And it's new for this person and it's overwhelming, but I see this person getting through this. I see this person fighting through all of this, wounding and this, tap down emotions. This person is fighting. They have a fighting spirit. And whoever you are, divine feminine, when I get off of this read, I'm going, or soon to be divine feminine, because you, like I say, you're in ego death. When I get off this read, I'm going to pray for you because you got some tenacity. There's a fighter there. There's a warrior in there. I feel that warrior. There is a powerful warrior in there. And when you come through this, you are going to be a fierce, fierce warrior for God. Like in every way of the word. Like you already were that, spiritually. You came here as that. You didn't know that. You weren't aware, you weren't privy to that awareness. But when you come through this and you get that full knowledge of who you are spiritually, honey, you going to be bad. Not in the old bad way, but in the good bad way. If that makes sense. you know, your identity crises. Okay. Look at that. Okay. All right, look at spirit. Okay. I'll get to that card that I'm smiling about in a second. Cause I was thinking that I was subconsciously asking the question on this feminine's behalf. So um you're getting through generational karma and generational trauma. And you're dealing with your current life trauma. So you're dealing with a lot. So whoever you are, tell people to get out of your business. No, you're not dodging the question. There's no good way to explain ego death. There's no good way to explain spiritual enlightenment without sounding like you're stark raving mad. So, no, you're not dodging the question. Whoever you are, feminine energy, I feel like that was you asking is like people feel like you're dodging the question about what's going on with you. You're not. You just don't owe people an explanation for what you're dealing with. That's the truth of the matter. What you're dealing with is deeply personal and it is your relationship with God and it is your healing path. You don't owe anybody an explanation for what you're going through. It's not your responsibility to give anybody an explanation. You're too busy trying to understand what you're going through yourself. So you don't even have the answers for yourself yet. Your spirit team is revealing those to you as you go on a need to know basis, and they do that very deliberately when you're in ego death because too much information right now would literally overwhelm you and stress you out. And they don't need you to be overwhelmed and stressed out more than you already are because you're literally unpacking years worth of trauma. So no, you're not dodging the question. You're not dodging the question when people keep asking you what's going on with you. There's no good explanation for what you're dealing with, like in a way that doesn't make you sound crazy. So there you go. Your identity crisis is over. Like I said, you're no longer having to mask up in this toxic positivity, which is why you're allowing yourself to feel how you feel. And if people can't get that you're not, you know, the socialite, you're not, you know, radiating that positive energy you used to anymore, you're not fun to be around, it's because you're not meant to be fun to be around right now. You're going through an ego death, which is why you're isolated from people. That's why you haven't been hanging out and going out to see people and you're avoiding phone calls and text messages and you're quite literally in hermit mode. It's because you can't wear this mask anymore because that mask doesn't exist. It's been shattered. It happened when you hit that ego death. But I can tell you, there is something to look forward to. Because I was asking. I was asking a question for you. Um, so your hard work will be met with what you're hoping for. And they don't my spirit team don't never give me this kind of like most of the time they kind of give me a little bit like they give me stuff on a need to know basis. And I like it like that because every reading I do, I'm not always getting the full scope of the person's story or the outcome because free will, things change, energy changes is usually, in that present moment or whatever, or past or present, whatever they give to me for that particular, you know, to help the person and give them enough information to help them for whatever they're going through. But I was asking this question silently in my head to my spirit team. Will she get a chance to get like I see her working so hard. Will she get a chance to mend this? Will you get a chance? Will this feminine energy get a chance to mend this with this divine masculine? And then this card came out. So yeah, hey. So there's a light at the end of your tunnel. There's a happy ending for you, and that doesn't happen often. Let me tell you, I don't have that come out often in readings. But you have a good spirit team. They're helping you a lot, and you're gonna get through this. Like I said, you got a warrior in there. This you built God strong, built Fort Tough, built God strong. Like you have an unbreakable spirit, even with everything. I feel like I said, you're dealing with a lot. You're at rock bottom. You're going through ego death, and you're crying your eyes out. But when you get through this ego death and you start your ascension, the devil better watch out. That's all I'm gonna say. But that is the message. Whoever you are, when I close out this, I'm going to pray for you because your crying has given me a headache because my head is hurting. And it is, woof, yeah, you've been crying a lot. Like I can feel your nasal congestion. Like I said, I can feel my throat. I had to drink water in the middle of the reading, and my head is killing me right now because yeah. Whew. But with that said, you will make it through this. This is the toughest part. This is the biggest fight, one of the biggest fights of your life. But when you get through it, the queen that is going to emerge, the warrior that is going to emerge out of this is going to be something beautiful. So, whoever you are, just know that you have the divine protection. You have an amazing spirit team that is helping you and guiding you. And most importantly, you're being divinely protected and guided by the Most High. So, you're in that poem where when the person looked and they only saw one set of footprints in the sand, God is carrying you right now. So just know that you're being carried by the Most High God. You are loved by the Most High God, and you will make it through this. You will. You got this. But that's the message. Be blessed.